Okay, what was the question?
Is it a condition of meaning to pass something on? In other words,
I don't think so. I look. I think at some I think at some level, if you're alive, you are passing something on, whether you want to or not.
oh,
You know, it may be a widow's mite, but you're influencing others that are living in this time and space, and so your spirit is going on, or the spirit that you are manifesting, okay, that you are incarnating right now. And what they're saying is that these things are in the pleroma. Okay, all of us are in the pleroma, and you know, a certain set of circumstances caused us to manifest, to incarnate as we are today. But when we die, that's going to go back into the pleroma, and it'll be manifest again at some point in the future. In fact, that's what he's saying here later on.
the pleroma being defined as what?
Pleroma is everything before anything is defined. Pleroma is the all. Pleroma is before light and dark. Pleroma is the grand.
Pre-existence.
It pre-exists existence.
Okay, well, we're going to jump ahead now to paragraph 636. I made a special mark on this. Bill will like this. The point of paragraph 636, Yahweh has forgotten that he created man differently from behemoth. And then Edinger, in Transformation of the God Image, quoting Jung from the Zarathustra lectures, says the following: the creative forces have you on a string, and you dance to their whistling, to their melody. But inasmuch as you say these creative forces are in Nietzsche, or in me, or anywhere else, you cause an inflation, because man does not possess creative powers. He is possessed by them. Okay, the creative forces take it out of them. Okay, Nietzsche felt cheated because the creative forces took it out of him. Okay, and another quote here: but if you know you are creative and enjoy being creative, you will be crucified afterwards, because anybody identified with God will be dismembered. You agree with that, Bill, as an artist?
Wow.
Well, the
That's
problem
scary.
is you are God.
Huh?
You are God. We're all God.
Yeah.
And the creator is just the ego.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're going to torture the ego,
Well, they would disagree with that. They would say that the creator is manifesting through the ego, but it's got you by the string. You don't have it.
well, in that sense, we're all, what does Heidegger call it? We're tossed into the soup here. You know, when we're born, we don't have any choice. In
Right.
a sense, if that's what you want to call the creator. Okay. But and that's what your ego's formed.
Well, I mean, I know all of the creative works that I've done, whether they've been paintings or writings or whatever, have come from someplace else. They haven't come from my conscious mind. Okay. They do come this way that he's talking about, where the creative powers have me. I don't have them. I couldn't have, you know, the painting that I brought in here last year of myself, the self-portrait of me in Vietnam, I couldn't have painted that consciously.
Well, with me, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that painting I brought in.
Right. So,
It would have meant nothing if I had intellectualized it.
right. So John, I think the answer is that it's not a question of you leaving something behind. It's already there. It's been there since the beginning.
It's already being left behind.
And you're going to leave it behind when you die, and it will be there, and it will manifest again. Okay.
Didn't we do this where we talked about time and eternity, where time is sort of fake eternity? You know, time goes on forever. It's a fake eternity, whereas eternity has nothing to do with time. And so it really doesn't matter if you leave something in time, because you're really dealing with eternity is what's important and meaningful. And it's an ego time if you're worried about time.
Right.
It's
And physicists can't even explain anymore what these things are. I mean, yes, they can explain relativity and things, but that's on like 3 dimensions, and now they think there might be 11 dimensions.
it's
Pardon?
inside of an inherited model. You've got models that you work with, and you work. It's sort of like the nomad. You put the world pole down somewhere. It crystallizes all around, and it says
Right.
everything. You relate everything to that world pole all around you, and then when you move, you do it again, and that's how it's your not your point of view, but your world axis.
Right.
Yeah,
So
point of reference.
right. So it really,
And so
I think what they would
physics
say
has
is,
lots of
it
points of
really
reference.
doesn't matter if you consciously leave something behind or not. I mean, as Jung said, in the end, if everything were destroyed, it would all begin again. Okay, it would just all start again, and physicists can't now say that there aren't a million copies of us doing the same thing around the same table in a zillion other universes. They don't know. And so there is a mystery, and what we know.
So let the mystery be.
Pardon? Yeah, I mean, we have to let the mystery be, but in answer to your question, no, you don't have to leave something behind, because it almost makes no difference. Okay.
So that quote is very important for me because I'm writing a paper right now and I need that quote. So where do I get that?
That quote is from the Zarathustra lectures, but you will be able to get it on my video of this session by a week from now. It's found. Let's see. Let me see here. It might be here. I might be able to give you the. It's on page 69 of the Transformation of the God Image.
Start, how does that start?
Well, okay. So here's what Edinger says. Speaking of basic patterns, here is one such pattern: intoxication with creativity. Jung talks about this from another angle in his Zarathustra lectures. It is a particularly fine passage that I've already quoted in another place, but I want to repeat it to you because it is so relevant. Quote, "The creative forces have you on the string, and you dance to their whistling, to their melody. But inasmuch as you say these creative forces are in Nietzsche or in me or anywhere else, you cause an inflation because man does not possess creative powers. He is possessed by them." Now let me just see if...
Yeah, that's the one I need. That's the one I need.
let me
I
just...
agree with that. I misunderstood you earlier.
By the way, John, these notes are also in the handouts. I forget which week. It was early May that I did these notes, but they're in the handouts, so you can print them out and have them. I mean, I'm not holding out on you, but
Yeah, that's a really, really important quote, I think, because it does prevent the inflation. If one is diligent and aware of that.
right.
Mhm.
And so I guess we
It's
could.
not our own production. It is of us, but it is not by us.
Right. It's coming out of existence, and you just happen to run into a fact situation that finally manifests you. I mean, I feel at this point like I've known each of you previously, okay, in other settings.
We were in Plato's cave together.
No, but I mean during my lifetime.
Oh,
I literally mean during my lifetime.
okay.
Okay, that you all are very much like other people that have been in my life, many other places. And so it's not that you may think you're unique, but you're not that unique.
Where's your balloon?
Wow.
There are
Other
other.
so much exposure to other people. I mean, with all your businesses and everything,
Yeah, I've had a lot of exposure to other people, and I think that
all
that's
those personality types probably register with you.
I
yeah,
know exactly what you're saying because I've lived in a gazillion places.
right,
And I've ridden on a gazillion different metros or
Right.
subways or L's. And,
And-
you begin to, and even Corinna was picking up on it because she had not lived so many places, but once she got there, she started living in all these places. There's
right,
types, you see types.
right. And you see the same types in other nationalities too.
Yeah,
I
you
mean-
do. It's like my second wife. She's a kind of a type. We would see her everywhere, and we would see her in Asian. We would see her in black. We would see her in white. You know, it was just amazing.
Right,
But it's funny.
That's the
you can-
holographic
that's-
universe.
Right. That's
that,
right.
It's that sort of pattern recognition thing going on. You can see through the surfaces, and you begin to see things.
But that's where the kindred spirits come, I guess. Somebody that you
well,
really-
at one point I was going to Korea. I was going to Korea a lot, and one time I was there, and I literally saw this fist fight on the street
in Korea.
in Korea. Yeah, and I mentioned this to some senior expatriate in Tokyo, and he says, "Oh yeah, the Koreans are the Irish of Asia."
Stuff like that.
Right,
Like a,
and the Japanese are like the Germans of Asia, right? You know, everything will be precise. You know, in Japan, I only remember one train that was more than 1 minute late in 8 years of living in Japan.
And that guy probably communicated here.
No, that guy was in a horrific accident in which 177 people were killed. Well, it was I think it was in 1963, but it was on the train line that I took regularly. I got on the platform at Yokohama to ride to Kamakura. The train was coming down from Tokyo, and I knew that the train was precise, that it would be there at whatever time it said on the schedule. It would be there at that time, and it didn't come, and it didn't come, and it didn't come, and I had no clue why it didn't come. And you know, there were all these announcements and people talking around on the platform and stuff, and more people were on the platform, and I never really understood because I was just a kid and I was hearing all this stuff in Japanese. And so finally, about 4 or 5 hours later, a train came along and did take me to Kamakura. I still
You were there
didn't,
for 4 or 5 hours?
yeah,
Oh my God.
standing on the platform with, you know, all these other people, and people were talking.
Was that your first religious experience?
It wasn't, but I mean, it was a surprising experience because when I got off the train in Kamakura and came out through the turnstiles, there was this throng of people outside the train station, all yelling and saying, "Oh, Yoji, you know, Keiko-san," you know, and so they were so happy to see everybody. It was like people meeting at an international airport. I said, "What is going on?" I still didn't know, and I got home, and my father said, "Oh, there's been this big train crash up north of Yokohama on that line, and 177 people were killed." Yeah, but I was clueless. I had no idea what was going on. But anyway, the Koreans are like the Irish.
So what was the story that you were going to tell us about the fight, the fist fight?
That's the story that Irishmen tend to wear their emotions on their sleeve,
Fists on their sleeve.
and you know
So the Koreans.
they'll call you out of the bar and
What'd you say?
yeah, what do you say? Come on outside, let's settle it now.
Your mother.
Right. So